inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey ladies, I'm coming in here on fire, in effect, ready to, I'm not gonna even lie. There's a piece of me that just wants to come in here and just start the verbal just vomit, but the other part of me just really is hurting right now for so many of you, because for every 10 of you that follow me, only 2 of you are actually doing the damn thing in your business. And what I mean by that, I mean that you're actually bringing in an adequate amount of money through your business. It hasn't failed since I've been coaching. The primary statement that 8 out of 10 women say to me is, August, I have to be honest with you, I'm really not making any money in my business. So when I come to them and I say something like, I've got a low ticket group that's only $97 or $197, pay into this, and I give more than the average person, it'll definitely get you going. Now, what could take you 6 months may take you longer, but come into this group because at least then you'll have a start. And then they have to sit there and think it's because they're already stretched or past their limit with their day-to-day expenses. So the average entrepreneur, when they invest in coaching, that is not money that comes directly from the money that they've earned in their business. That is, hey, let me sit down and have a conversation with my hubby. Hey, let me look at my bills if I'm a single woman and see what I can reduce, between such and such as, daycare and gas and groceries. I don't have room to pay for another thing. And then what makes it worse is that the vast majority of the women who come to me, they're married. And even if it may be a little bit of a stress or a strain, they do have a husband that has a decent paying job, maybe even also has a secondary side hustle, may even have 2 jobs because one of those is for insurance benefits and the other one is for the bread and butter. But he's already doing everything that he can to keep the household together. And then you come with this idea that you want to start your own business. And every time you have a conversation with him, it's about needing more money. And even though I'm sitting there like $97, $200 a month, what the hell is that? I'm not asking you for $1,250 a month, which is one of the forms of coaching that I do. That's one of my rates that I currently have right now. But I'm not even asking for that. but that can't be done because you don't really have it. And a lot of this comes from the fact that a lot of you ladies, I'm just going to have to call you out on your shit. You decide that you wanted to start your own business. And then the definition of that is, oh, well, let me just cut off my supply. I can't take this anymore. I'm just so stressed out. This job doesn't respect me. Look at these hours that I'm working. It's so crazy. They're always calling on me. They want to pay me pennies on the dollars for all of these things that I'm doing. And I took over such and such a position and they didn't even give me X amount of K or, in addition every year. And so you leave because that was just so unbearable. But my question is, how unbearable is it to not be able to live your dream? How unbearable is it to find out that this thing that you want to do that just hits you at the core of your spirit and fuels you with passion when you're doing it, that you can't do it anymore because you're putting yourself in a position where you are cutting off your ability to survive. And when you have to think about where you're going to live, what you're going to eat, how you're going to sustain, how you're going to pay for things for your children, having the mindset to still be able to build that business, oh, that is not going to come easy at all. And I really want to challenge you, ladies, with the decisions that you're making. And I understand some of you really did have some trying positions. You did work so many hours per week that you weren't able to put any energy or time into your business at all. But is the answer to not work at all, or is it to go work somewhere else? Is it to work part-time? What is it that you can do? Because all I always hear people say is, well, oh, I'm not doing that. Well, I can't do that because, I won't do that. And by the time you get through with your can'ts and your won'ts, you stop what can happen. That's an expression of mine. When you say what you won't do, then you stop what can happen. And a lot of you are saying, well, I'm not working a job and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. You took more shit. You ate more dirt being in corporate America. And now for your own vision, for your own dream, you won't do whatever it takes. It's not about compromising. It's not about selling now. It's about doing whatever it takes to get you there. And something has to happen. This shame and this stigma has to be removed that going to get a job when you shouldn't have left the job in the first place is a bad thing to do, because then you're not being a true entrepreneur. Who started this mess? Where did that come from? That's the kind of mindset that we have, that I'm not being a true entrepreneur if the only thing I do isn't just my business. If I have a side gig or if I'm working a full-time job and building my business on the side, I'm not a true entrepreneur. It's just a side hustle. You take your time and you transition. Take your time and transition. There's so many things that so many of you all don't know coming into the marketplace that you need the time anyway. You're going to create these freebies, throw them out there. Nobody's going to bite. You're going to have to go back and relook at the marketing message. After you switch the marketing message, then you may just have to switch the freebie, period. Some of you, it's not even about having the freebie. You need to be rubbing shoulders with the right people. And it's like, well, how do I get to the right person? I heard I need to talk to this person, but I can't get to that person because they're untouchable. And you got to work your way up through organizations. You got to work your way up through the ranks. You got to rub shoulders with people. You got to go to networking events. Some of you, you don't even realize it. When you talk about where you're going with your business and what your plans are, a lot of you will say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And then you just have this fictitious number of how much money you're going to make or what your success is going to look like. And a person is sitting there looking at you like, really? And you think nobody wants to support you. You think nobody wants to believe you. But when in all actuality, because the people on the other side know what it really looks like to build a business, they've already invested in themselves and other things that have flopped. There are certain things that they're looking for to prove that you have stability. Everybody isn't against you, but there are dues. Listen to me. There are dues that you have to pay in business. There are structures that you need to have in place. And the last thing that you need to do is to whine, gripe, bitch, and complain about a job that you have that is going to be the very thing that's going to fund your business. You forget all of that talk about being financially free and paying yourself. A lot of you don't even make enough money to pay for your business expenses, let alone for your bills at home, let alone please have some money for yourself. To say, oh, this is the check that I'm writing out that's specifically to me. A lot of people say those things. And some of you guys, you're really fancy. You'll brag. Oh, yeah, I write a check for X amount of dollars to myself every month. Yeah, you write a check to yourself for $2,500 every month. But your portion of the bills that you have to pay for are $2,600. Oh, yeah, I'm calling out bullshit, because a lot of you have something like a good business model in place. And so because you're doing better than the average person, you may be patting yourself on the back. But please know this, a favorite saying of mine as well is that you're no better than your comparison. So if you're looking at someone else who isn't doing as good in business, you may think that you're hot shit. But when you get around somebody else that has all of their paperwork in order, their ducks in a row, that has began to understand what it really truly looks like to build a business and to run it properly, if you were to line your stuff up next to them, they would be like, wow, your business looks like garbage. You just have stuff all over the place. They're going to be like, really? That's all you have? So ladies, we've got to stop living this lie saying that in order for us to be able to build a business that we're not going to work a job. That's not what you do. And everybody's story doesn't look the same. But those of you that know me, you know that I drove Uber for a significant period of time, and I did it with no shame. Well, and I'll take that back. I didn't necessarily tell the public that I was doing that. But when I say no shame, I mean that I wasn't sitting back saying I'm just such a betrayer of my business because I'm not building my business solely. I'm fake. I didn't want to tell everybody initially, because they'd be like, well, how could you be a business coach if you're running a business, but you don't do it full time? And I'm like, no, but there isn't enough stability in my business yet for me to walk away from driving for Uber and to do it full time. So you guys, this whole concept of, I feel really guilty. If you've thought those thoughts, I feel really guilty about having to go back and get a job because I really want to build my business, then there is a level of la land and immaturity in your mindset. There is a level of woo-woo-ness and non-practicality in the way that you're thinking. What is wrong with it? You have to survive. You have to take care of yourself, not to mention the average woman that follows me. You're also married with children. So you really need to be making sure that you have income coming in to take care of those little ones. And this is just being real. So if you haven't signed up yet for the Business Mastery Summit, we're talking about these things and more. What that looks like to get yourself back in position financially, to have the conversations with your spouse, to get your business in a position where you're actually profitable and making money, becoming better, at selling, getting your stuff right. You guys, so that you will be able to be a full-fledged entrepreneur, not just somebody who's created a job for themselves in order for them to be able to survive. Go out there, fill out the application, go get the job, work the job, and build your business. And then when that moment comes and your business is flourishing, but it can't flourish enough because the job does have it on a stranglehold, then you leave. Not because of the stress that you can't handle. Oh my God, this is just so stressful. I'm trying to build my business and work this job. Get over that ish. I'm talking about like, I can't serve my clients and work this job, so something's got to give level challenge. Not you are emotionally distraught because you feel like there aren't enough hours in the day. That's not the same thing. There's no shame with having a job. Go out there and get the job, ladies. And in the meantime, in between time, let's stop faking. Let's have the real conversations about entrepreneurship. Sign up for the Business Mastery Summit. It's going down April 24th, but there's assistance for you right now. Get signed up and let's make something happen. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is
Real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces!
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you.